Hi, my name is Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and today's topic is on forgiving a cheating spouse. So, this is not so easy. This is one of the tougher challenges that anyone will have, and I'm going to address this primarily to women. And the reason why is because usually, if you're a husband and your wife has cheated on you, the chances for success of the marriage are way down. And unless there's small children to help the marriage stay together till they're old enough, it's way too tough. But if you are a wife and your husband has strayed, then the excuses are more palatable. Let me be perfectly clear here. There's no real excuse for cheating. There is no, excuse may not be the right word. There's no justification. No man, no woman has the right, the moral right, to cheat on their spouse. They don't. We should be very clear about that. However, we live in a society where cheating is pretty much condoned. You turn on the television and you watch a sitcom, you go to the movies, you read novels, magazines. We're surrounded by this lack of morality, and it just doesn't make it any easier to face your temptations when you have all this support for doing the wrong thing, because it is the wrong thing. That being said, it's not a good reason to end a marriage. It isn't. And so the idea of forgiving your husband, forgiving your wife, is the wrong idea. First of all, this is going to sound crazy to you maybe. I don't think it's up to us to forgive each other, because it puts us in this place of authority. Who are we to forgive another person, anybody? So let's use the right word. How about, how do I get past it? How do I get beyond the fact? And there's parts to this. The first part is not something that you should take lightly. The first part is, are they going to repeat it? Because if they're going to repeat it, why be foolish and go ahead and forgive them and move on? Why would you do that if you know it's a setup for repeat? So let's address that first. First of all, it being repeated is like 95%, unless there's a major change to the dynamics of the marriage. Otherwise, why not? The reason there was cheating in the first place is because the marriage wasn't sustaining the person who cheated. The person who cheated was not getting all they could, should, from their marriage. Doesn't that just make sense? Doesn't matter what a great husband or wife you were in your mind. Where did you learn how to be a husband or wife? So the very first step to get past that point, to allow yourself, to give yourself permission to test again, to start anew, is for you to change, believe it or not, yourself, not them. Because that's what works. Why? You can't change them. They're not going to change because you asked them to. And they're not going to change because they said, oh, I'm going to change. I did the wrong thing. It was the terrible thing. I made a mistake. I love you. I love you. You're the most wonderful, blah. That doesn't cut it. A person only changes when they know how, when they have a good reason to. In other words, there has to be a great reward for them to be willing to change. They don't have that. They've already cheated. They know they can cheat. But you have a good reason. You've got a great reason. If you change yourself, and I don't mean changing this or that. You know, we have a course now for married men or married women to change their marriage. It's got a hugely high success rate because, and this is our secret, because we get people who've tried other ways. But our secret is very simple, and it shouldn't be a secret. The secret is that when you change yourself, your character, your habits, in other words, your traits, your attributes, when you become a different person, the marriage becomes a different marriage. So what I do in this course is I teach you how the mind works. I teach you about the relationship between your mind, which is a possession, you as a soul, and your body. I teach you all these things we should have learned in school, but no one even talks about it. No one knows about it. So you learn this, and then I guide you in how to change your habits, how to change your attributes. And then all of a sudden, now I'll just talk about women, if you're a woman, and what happens is all of a sudden your husband, who married you for a very specific subconscious reason, which you don't even know what that is, it's not for sex. He married you because as a woman, you're connected to your heart. So he married you because he wanted that unconditional love. And you have not been giving it to him. So he cheated on you. You could say, oh no, I cook for him, I do this, I'm loving, blah, blah, blah. No, there's something missing. How do I know? I know because he cheated on you. When men have this element in their lives, it's impossible for them to cheat. So now I'm not blaming you for him cheating on you. He was wrong. And neither of you knew what to do when he was feeling these frustrations. He may have voiced it, or you may have just gotten into arguments, or maybe were cold one another, or distanced yourselves from each other, but your marriage definitely wasn't great, or he wouldn't have cheated on you. You can change it. You don't have to forgive him. You don't have to forgive yourself. But if you still see in your spouse that this is the person you want to be married to, what you can do, and with the things I teach in the course, you're able to put the past in the past. Now that's going to eventually happen anyway, because time is like an alchemist. It just dissolves memories. But you could speed up that process dramatically. And you can make it happen. And you can have a great marriage. And so what I'm saying is, when there's a cheating spouse, don't take it as the end of your marriage. Take it as a wake-up call and change everything. And this works. This works. You know, I used to be a divorce mediator, believe it or not. That's what I did. And then I had one couple ask if I could change their marriage so they could stay together, and I did it, but I had to do a study. And I couldn't study the Western psychological stuff because it doesn't work. All of my clients came from therapists who failed. Ironically, I started, when I discovered these things that make a marriage amazing, that change everything, I started speaking at Second Saturday, which is a divorce support group for women, and I started getting all of these clients who were past the edge. They were already learning how to get a divorce, and their marriages were turning around. We still get cards, and I was doing that in 2008, and still get cards from people. Thank you, you saved my marriage. But I didn't save their marriage, but I gave them the tools that they could save their marriage. I'm big about free will. I'm big about using spiritual principles, because your marriage is spiritual. It's soulmates. It's a marriage between two souls. I really hope that you're thinking about this more, that you'll take a look at some of our stuff, and if you want to write into one of our counselors, it's a free service. The Marriage Foundation is a foundation. It means it's nonprofit. The counselors do not get a commission when they push you towards the course or one of the books. They don't get a commission. They're there to help you. You can ask them questions that are more specific to your situation. But we want to help you, and what we have discovered will help you. The rest is up to you, obviously. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I pray for you. I pray for everyone who comes to us. So blessings to you, blessings to your spouse, and blessings to your family. God bless you.